Warlocks. What we did last year with the class panels, we tried to go through every class and say, here's some of your new abilities. It went pretty quick and we didn't have a lot of time to spend on each individual class, so sorry, but I'm not going to get to go through every single class in the game today. We're going to go into a little bit more detail into two of them. Here's one of them. This is what you've been waiting for. I promised. Soul shards. No longer in your bags. We want them to be fun and not a hassle. And there it is. So as you can see, our Fair Warlock here has 3 soul shards, a new user interface for Warlocks. They're only on your UI. They're never going to be in your inventory again. The whole design here is that you're blowing your cooldowns. When you want to do something cool, it's time to burn a shard. They're only used in combat. You're not going to be summoning. You're not going to be getting demons or anything using your shards. Now, this is important. This is supposed to be a core feature of the Warlock class. We don't want shards to be something that you kind of forget about and put on the back burner. If you're a Warlock, you need to think about shards. If you're casting spells and you're not thinking about shards, then you probably want to play a mage and not a Warlock. So, 3 shards per fight. We're toying with the idea that maybe Demonology gets a 4th shard as kind of a kit thing, but assume about 3 per fight. They come back very quickly out of combat. It could be that they just come back on their own, or it could be that you have to do some kind of easy spell to get them back. We don't want you to say, like, stop an arena to drink and get your shards back then, but basically it's supposed to be that I'm in combat, I'm using my shards, now I have them back next time I go into combat. And it is possible to get more for long fights or mistakes. We don't want you to be like, oops, I blew him too soon and now I'm screwed. So, maybe Drain Soul is the shard version of Evocation. You can get a shard back that way for a brief DPS penalty. So, the way the shards work is all around a single new spell. We are calling it Soul Burn. I have no idea if this will be what it finally ships with, but you get the idea. Costs 1 shard. No other spell costs shards. Has a short cooldown and is off the GCD because what happens is when you use Soul Burn, it amplifies your very next spell. Almost all spells, not every one of them, but a lot of your spells will behave differently when you use Soul Burn before you cast it. And I'll show you some examples. And again, no other spell costs shards. This is it. So, these are just some examples. These have not been, thoroughly vetted or explored, but this is the kind of thing we want to do. Soul Burn Searing Pain means free crits for the next 3 Searing Pains. If you want to get your demon out quickly because it's died, you need to swap demons. This is like your new version of Feldon. Instant Soul Fire if you want that Palm Pyro effect. Instant Fear. And you can see something like Death Coil would longer on the horror effect and more healing received. Basically, we don't want it just to be more for every one of your spells. We want some of them to be a little bit more interesting, but this is the basic idea. Okay. Hunters. I know there's a few of you left. Mana. Ready? There you go. So, hunters now use focus, no longer use mana, no longer care about intellect, no longer worry about aspect of the Viper. Focus regenerates continuously, a little like energy, and then Steady Shot improves the rate of getting focus back. So as a comparison here, Rogue Energy comes back about 10 per second. Hunter Focus come back a little slower than that, and unless you're using Steady Shot, then it would come back a little faster. You have 100 focus, and a shot might cost 30 or 60, something in that. It'll depend on the exact shot. One of the things this lets us do to the Hunter class that we think it's in desperate need of is it lets us take a lot of the cooldowns off the abilities. Now you can use an ability based on its focus cost or what it does to your other abilities and not be managing those constant, oh, this lasts 6 seconds, this lasts 10 seconds. We have no purpose for Aspect the Viper anymore because you don't need mana. Maybe we'll keep it, let it do something else. I don't know. We did promise to make ammo an item, not a consumable. We're still going to do that for Cataclysm.